Wait,
Yeah.
do I look skinnier now?
Yeah. It took a while. Last time we did our show, and if people are watching and say, wow, these guys are already chatting. But last week it took like 20, 30 minutes before we really got some people in to the show. So if you could share it out to anybody, I mean, I don't know where you would share it, but even if it's on Facebook, as far as well, that's the perfect place to share it is on Steve Stuff's um, Facebook page. I'm not
Yeah,
sure. Go
I've
ahead.
kind of laid off the Steve stuff for right now, only because, man, I got so many other things to do, and it's hard to keep up with YouTube and Facebook and all that
Well,
stuff.
and it's discouraging that when you're there
It's
trying to
very
do,
discouraging.
yeah, and then you see people in there bragging how much money they're making, and they're not posting nothing special, and a lot of people have been accused of basically stealing and I see that user
It
identified,
happens.
yeah, and I'm like, yeah, it's it's
Oh,
it's uh,
I can get
uh
comments in here. Okay,
let
there
me
we go.
see if I can share. I'm going to share this on Facebook on the post. Not that we get anything. It can be disappointing. Some people make social media look so damn easy, and meanwhile, we got 6 people in here now. So there you
That's
go.
good.
If you're in here, say hello. Welcome to the show. Well, now it's back down the floor. Say hello. My name is Patdees, and this is
Steve.
Steve. It's Steve's stuff. He goes by too. Um, so tonight we've been doing. I don't know. Is this about our 10th show? We've been doing these every 2 or 3 weeks. Uh, Two middle-aged guys trying to enter the world of 3D printing, and I think we're having a good time. I started last February. I ordered my Bamboo Labs first printer in January of 2025, and I wanted to do this to make a little extra money, but really incentivize my youngest son, who's 25, to get into 3D printing. And then basically, I thought it was a great opportunity to work from home. On the social media aspect, I thought, hey, make some YouTube and do these type of things. And the videos were doing pretty good. And then I decided probably about 3 or 4 months ago, I said, hey, Steve, me and Steve have been friends for 7 years now. Why don't we do some lives and talking about 3D printing because we can learn from it. I can get some watch time and hang out and have a good time. So today's episode basically join Steve and Pat for a live Q&A. So if you got any questions in the chat, um, you can. So what I did, I also went on my Facebook and I posted. If anyone's got any questions, I'm not going to answer them there. When I do my show next week with Steve, we will answer and address those questions. Now, it was a little discouraging because I mean I got like 8 questions, but they're all from people I know. So I was hoping that there would be some strangers or people that are really, but things get lost on Facebook sometimes, and people are busy, so I get it. But um, Steve, by the way, how you doing this week?
I am doing just fine, Pat. I'm
Good,
always
good,
good. Always
good.
good. No matter
How
what, I'm always good.
how about this? I think the last show was I did a 3D print with us buried in the snow, and
And
we
then it
we
snowed this week.
yeah, and we had 77 degrees last week, and then now today was 25.
I
Uh,
uh, I made a joke earlier this week. I live in Northeast Ohio. Last week it was 70 degrees. We had tornado warnings and high winds a couple days. I mean, really high winds. And
oh, I
then
know.
we get snow 2 days in a row, which was yesterday and today. And we had several Bigfoot sightings not that far from here. And a
And
meteor.
and that's it, and then a meteor. I mean,
And all in Northeast Ohio. It's just
yeah,
really crazy, man.
Ohio is really setting the stage for what's going on. Maybe it's gonna become maybe everybody will move out of California because of the taxes and the weather and move to Ohio. You you,
No chance.
you
No
never. I mean,
chance.
everybody's buying 3D printers now. Um,
That is true.
I've been seeing a lot of people trying to get into 3D printing. They don't stay in it too long when they find out that it's work and it's not as easy as just turn it on and print something. So we are going to do a live Q&A tonight, meaning we are live. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you. And what I did is last week, actually, or 2 weeks ago when we went live, because we've been doing these shows every 2 weeks on a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock East Coast time. I had YouTube actually with StreamYard make me a couple little short out of it, little teaser clips so people could watch. And there was some response. Now, someone messaged me and said, well, what was the, I said, you got to watch the full video. I don't know when it cuts off. It, James says 3D printing isn't hard. CAD. Well, the issue is where a lot of people, James, is that some people think that you just, you got to change the filament. It's going to get clogged. Things are going to happen. You got to make sure the plate is right and stuff like that. So anybody who thinks it's like playing Nintendo, it's not. We had a situation. Then I'll get into the Q&A. And we had a situation this week where we left the house and my son called us, and all of a sudden he heard a bang, and he was sleeping, and it got clogged up, and and maybe I'm not saying this right, but the print head, I guess, went like this and was vibrating, and the whole AMS fell off the back onto the floor.
Oof.
Yeah. Now, luckily that didn't break, but it did snap something on that little. I forget what it's called, but my son got the part today and fixed it. That little gray box that the filament goes through.
The hub, I think.
The buffer. I forget what
the hub. I think it's the hub.
If James said it, I would probably. He bought it today. Locally, there was a place that picked it up. It was only $25.
It must be nice to have a local place.
It is, because there's a place that does basically. Like washer, dryer, fridge repair, and he has the room, and he threw in 3D printed stuff, and he's only like 5 miles away.
Nice.
So we bought some filament up there because didn't have to wait. And I actually just ordered some filament today. And
I know this is a question and answer show, and I'm supposed to be the one answering, but man, my question would be, how long you got to wait for filament? And sometimes it's a long time. I had to wait over a month on Amazon.
Sometimes, some of these companies, and I have a tendency I order from TikTok on the filament because of the price deals. A lot of times get 10, you get 30 or 40% off. So, it's a good deal. And one of the things that we do every time we do the show, it's not going to be yet. It's usually around the 35, 40-minute mark. We always do a segment called "What Did You Print This Week?" and we show one of the things in the past. I got it right here. Was my little salt shaker for the driveway and stuff like that, but I have it right here. But I'm gonna start first, and I'm gonna me and Steve will take a crack at answer some of these questions.
Buffer. Denise says it's buffer.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The local place, and we will highlight comments and questions in the chat. So I do appreciate the local place that sold me this into carbon doesn't sell parts for it, just machines and filament. Yeah.
I would suspect that most local places are going to be like that, only because this type of 3D printing, where it's accessible to the public like it is now, is so new that there aren't any like authorized dealers or anything yet.
Well, and you want to be careful, because let's say you think, okay, I sell 20 of these parts and you only sell 2, and so you take the risk. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what parts get obsolete quick, because they're always. Hey, Tasman, what's up, buddy? How are you? Thanks for being here. So, the first question I'm going to start, and then me and Steve will. I got from Bridget on my Facebook. It said, if someone only had $500 to start, what printer and tools would you recommend? For me, I'm going to say, because now I've been doing this a little over a year, I'm going to say the Bamboo Labs, and I like the ones that I got, the P1P, the P1S. Now the prices have come down dramatically, and the prices have come down dramatically. But I like Tools, I'm not sure what they mean by that, but I like the Bamboo Labs P1S and P1P that it comes right out of the box. Now, mind you, I have Creality and I have Elegoo, and I've seen other printers and stuff like that, but the Bamboo Labs has been reliable, and again, the price on some of these, even with the AMS, is I think you can get a Bamboo Lab um, for what, 5.99 with the AMS.
Yeah.
So what would you say, Steve?
So for under 500, I would
Well,
go
it
with the
says only had 500 to start.
yeah. So I would go hands down with the A1, the Bamboo Lab A1. I have two of them. They run great. They're a little slower than the P1S, but I have no issues with them. And they're, what are they now? $299 or something. I mean, they're not that expensive, and you can get the AMS and it's all under $500. Now, if I had my druthers, I'd go with the P1S, the Bamboo Lab P1S.
Yeah.
I haven't had experience with other companies, but just like my computers, I like Macintosh, and I want everything to be Apple. You know, same with the machines. I want to keep it all in the same ecosystem so it's easier to run. And as far as tools, the little 3D printed thing right here is the only extra tool that I ever had to use.
No, what do you
And
use
this,
that for?
that you put it around the PTFE tube, the tube that the filament goes through,
Uh-huh.
and push it in on that little black thing, and it's so much easier to remove the tubes than it is doing it any other way. So that is that tool right there, free. You can print it.
See, now this is
And
something I'm learning.
and maybe
also.
some T Allen wrenches.
Yeah.
I forget PTFE tube remover or something. You can find it on Maker World or any of the other free. But that is my favorite tool. I use it whenever I get a clog, or not a clog, but filament stuck in the tube or something like that. It's a great little tool.
Now, the one that you described. Hi, Tom. Thanks for coming in, buddy. The one that you described is that considered because I don't own that one. Is that the sling bed?
Yeah, it is a bed slinger. It's, for me, I can't tell the difference in quality at all between the Core XY, which is these back here, and the bed slinger, which is where the bed moves and the head moves. I can't, on the A1s, I can't tell over the P1Ss. They're all the same to me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're on a budget and you want to start cheap like that, that's the machine I'd go for.
And
If you're not on that much of a budget, I bought these first, the P1Ss first.
Right.
And they were more, actually the first one was like $850, and then they dropped the price on me.
Right.
So
Now,
but yeah, I would go with the A1s over
and they're about $399, right?
The A1s, I think with the AMS they're in that, and I think even without the AMS, yeah, they're $300-$400. I don't remember the exact price.
So you're
I think
even
right around 300.
you're even under budget, and you could buy about 6 rolls of filament.
Sure.
The reason I didn't buy the slingers is because my concern was, I guess, 3D printing for dummies. The concern was putting it together, and
super easy.
Oh, okay. Now James says it's $300 no AMS and $600.
Yeah, 300. That's right. Yeah. 300.
Yeah, with the AMS.
I don't have AMSs with my A1s. I will eventually get the AMSs. I'm working on free gift cards for that purpose.
Yeah.
But I do a lot of single color prints, and there's no need for anything fancy to do a single color print as long as the quality's good. So,
well, that's
most
what
most of my wholesale prints are single color.
The Elegoo I bought at the March show last year, the trade show, but they didn't have them in stock, and I didn't get it till July. I've already made my money back, and that only prints one color. And what's nice, because they didn't put something like an AMS with it. They had, I guess they said they were going to, but now they've come out with a new machine that has it. They sent me a $50 coupon for off $100 worth of anything, so I could buy filament and get $50. So I paid $400 for that. Now I did pay a little bit more, maybe about another $100, but they sent me 2 rolls of filament. They sent me like a whole kit, so it was nice. So that was, and it's been a reliable workhorse. We've been printing a lot of one color items with it, and honestly, the volume that I print it, Um, it paid for itself within like 3 weeks. So, all right, that was Bridget's first. I'm gonna now, Steve. You're gonna get a chance to ask a viewer question.
Okay, mine was kind of along the same lines. It was
Okay.
what's the cost to start? Uh, so we really covered it. You can get started for under $500. So we'll go to my second one, which is how hard is this to learn? How hard is 3D printing to learn? And for me, the 3D printing side of things, where you just find a file and print, that's not that hard to learn. And just about anybody can do that. That's why everybody and their brother's buying machines now. But I have to agree with James, if you want to really get in depth and do things on your own, uh, the CAD design and that sort of thing is the hard part. 3D printing itself, easy enough to learn. I mean, you got to learn the slicer programs, but really, it's if you're downloading files, most of those already have the settings all in there. If you want to tweak some things, then yeah. But as far as hard to learn, 3D printing itself, not that hard. Not nowadays. It used to be. Nowadays, it's pretty easy. But the design side of things can be hard. That's my answer to that.
All right, and
And I forgot who asked me all these questions, so if I don't say a name,
no, that's okay. The thing is, I wish I learned or knew a little bit more about. I'll see like TikTok videos. Like, there's a lot of pointers out there that you can pick up, like how to change like an infill setting if this is doing this. That's what's nice about social media now is you can go on YouTube, you can go on TikTok, and you can learn so quickly because sometimes like someone will pick up something. For example, I have this deer in front of me. Let's say there's lines there, and someone already has it. That okay, there's lines there. How do I fix that? And then they'll show that you could go in. Those are things I wish I knew, but I don't. Um, I pretty much, for me, my part has been coming up with ideas, being a little bit of the backer to do it, and then my son is really. So we're working in tandem together and stuff like that. But we're still even a year into this. Hey, John Jones, what's up, buddy? I'm still learning, and will I know in 5 years? No. But that doesn't mean that you can't do a business and grow it and make it profitable. I mean, one of the things that we've done different from, especially the last 6 months, is we've invested into plates. I think you recommended to Josh that one red plate.
no, I had a green one, but he had bought that red one already.
No, we bought the green ones, but I think he said you mentioned about a red one, so he went and bought that.
I may have.
Yeah, on one of the shows. And what it's been work because we had the traditional plate that came with the Bamboo Labs, and it would fail a lot. And it would just the print was like 26, 27 hours, and we'd get to about the 25-hour mark, and it would get knocked over. And then this is still something that I don't know, but my son knows, is sometimes you got to slow up the print head. So I don't want to make it that it's just easy out of the box, plug it in, you can print. But then it's also not as it's not that complicated to learn, and we're
because we have
learning.
YouTube and things like that.
Right.
It becomes a lot easier because when you have an issue, you can go and find a video about it or some sort of. There's a lot of Facebook groups out there too that I learn a lot from. So I don't know all the settings in my slicer. I
No.
can change infill, I can change supports, I can do the paint stuff in there, but
Right.
99% of those settings I have no clue.
Well,
And
my son will get in there and do the slicer, and I get mad because when he's not around, I try to go in there and do, and I'm like, I don't know it, and I'll be like, Josh, if he shows me, like, okay, like we want to put 6 on the plate or do 4, and but it's still learning, and that's why what I've been trying to do is he has his position, I have my position of what we do, but I still think it's healthy um, to purple plate. She says I still think it's healthy for me to even learn more because my wife is learning. Here she is in following the chat, and she's cleaning plates, and she's cleaning with a little Dawn, and she's pulling the line. So there's 2 machines that we have that she understands better than I do. So, okay, the next question is from Bridget again. And Bridget, if you're watching the replay or watching live, thank you. She is a reselling friend of ours. Steve knows who she is. She's
Mm-hmm.
really been supportive of me personally, and I appreciate her taking the time to submit questions. So Bridget said, "What printer is your favorite?" So I'm going to answer first, and then I'll let Steve answer. Like I said, the Bamboo Labs P1S, P1SP, I love them. I think the first one, I don't know if I have the exact, if it's the P or the S, but the first one that we bought without the glass. Now, when we bought it again, prices came down. We bought it with the glass because it keeps the temperature in. So they have.
The P1P has no glass. The P1S has the
All right,
glass.
so the P1P was the first one. It's been reliable. What we're doing with the P1P also is we're taking that one. That is now because we have 7 printers. Um,
Jeez.
yeah, 7 printers, and the P1P is the one I take to the shows with us. So when we do a craft show, because I don't have to worry about the glass breaking, and people want to visually see it. Sometimes we'll pay the $10 extra if we can be near an electrical outlet, and we have a strong enough cord because we used to have a generator, and we take that to the shows, and we try to run something that's for 2 hours, and a lot of times the kids, the teenagers love it because they want to buy what's on that printer at that
See,
time.
I think, Pat, that's a good idea because I've been to some of these craft shows and nobody brings their printer with them. So
Yeah,
you're just looking at basic. But if you're the guy out there running the printer while it's going, where are all the people going to gather? What table? Yours. You know.
and my son like where maybe we might sell and I told the girl wanted a small dragon. I said $5 is good, and she wanted it right off. We and they get to see that, like, yeah, we're not buying this stuff from China, we're actually making it. It gets people interested in it, and we don't have to worry about no glass breaking because we can grab it and it's very light without the glass, and we take it there, and that's what we're doing. So that question was from Bridget. Now I'm going to throw it over to Steve. The question was, which printer is your favorite?
Okay. Asked me a couple of weeks ago, I would have probably said the P1S because those were my first 2 machines, and I do love them. Don't get me wrong. But now that I have these A1s, those things they're so easy to work on. You know, they're so easy to use. So right now, my favorite, and I'll show you my A1s are over there. They're both going right now.
I'm going to make it big so that you can we can. Oh, whoa,
So when
yeah.
I talk about the A1, those are the A1s.
Yeah.
This one here is Herbie, and I don't have a name for that one, so I need help coming up with a name. See, Herbie's got his 53.
Did Herbie have a girlfriend in the?
He did. It was a little Porsche, I believe.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I don't know if she had a name. Anyway, so those are the 2 A1s.
I like them.
Those are right now. I'm really enjoying them. They work well, and I'll put it back on me. You can take me off now. They work really well, and I think for future, if I get more machines, it's going to be A1s, because, like I said, mostly I print single color, and they're so much easier to work with. The heads are easier to change out on these. I don't know if you've ever had to change a head on a P1S.
Josh has.
That is not a chore you want to do. But on these, it pops right out. You put a new one in, and you're good. Not the head, but the nozzle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The nozzle pops right out. I mean, as far as ease of use, set it up and go. That's my favorite printer. And I didn't think I'd say that. I always thought these would be my favorite, but no, these are a close second. I mean, a really close second, because I can print different materials on this. I haven't done it yet, like ASA and I don't think I'd want to do ABS because of the fumes, but you can print more stuff on these ones. But as far as if I wanted to do a craft show, that would be a super easy printer to take. So, Giselle, yeah, I'm not naming it Giselle.
Sounds like Jezebel.
Well, I just haven't come up with a name for that one yet. So.
All right.
It's new. My wife bought me that one for my birthday. So,
oh, did she? Oh, that was nice. Hey guys, thanks for being here.
I'll tell you how later what she did to do it. But
15 people in here now, guys. I thank you guys for being here. if you guys could give me a thumbs up and like, and in the future we're gonna do stuff where when we do shows, we're gonna talk to some other people that are doing 3D printing. We're gonna give away some things. I think, like I said, this is probably about our 10th episode. But Steve, do you have a question?
Yeah, and this is one I get a lot. I'm new to 3D printing. I have no idea what I'm doing. Where do I get files to print? And there's a lot of places actually. Maker World, which is run by Bamboo Lab, is where that's my go-to file place. In fact, I have some free files up there if you guys want them. One of them that's very popular. You get points when you upload files, by the way, if people download them and boost you and things like that. Creality has, what is it? I can't remember the name of theirs. Creality has a website you can get free files. Thingiverse is another website you can get free files. Printables. There's a bunch of places you can get files. So you don't have to know any design to get in. I'd suggest you learn some, but you don't have to. And if you want free files, I'll get to that in a second. If you want free files, MakerWorld, I say, is probably the best to go to first. And then Thingiverse has been around, and Printables have been around even longer. So there's a lot of stuff on there. Some of the files do cost you a little bit of money. I paid $5 for a file this week because I needed a part of it.
Right.
And I'm happy to support another creator, and that's fine. And there's another one I'm looking at now on. You can even get files on Etsy or places like that too. Now you got to pay for them, which is fine if it's the right file.
Steve, can you clarify the files on Maker World? Can you make them and sell them?
Sometimes. It depends on the licensing. There's a lot of different licenses. There's a Creative Commons license, which I think is the one that gives you the rights to do whatever. On mine, I specify that anybody can use, because people are going to take them anyway and do what they want with them. So I'm not going to get all worked up that somebody's printing something of mine. So I give free rights to everything. But there are some, you got to read the descriptions on all these files to see whether or not you can have resale rights on them. Sometimes it's personal use only. Sometimes you can resell just the printed object, and almost never can you resell the file. Almost never.
Right.
So there's different.
And that's what I
levels
wanted to clarify, because I didn't want people watching the video or someone that's new to 3D print and says, "Well, Pat and Steve said go over there and you could just print whatever." No, each individual file, the person who uploads it will say you got permission. Some don't care. I mean, some.
I don't.
Right.
For my files, and that's because I know people are going to steal them anyway. Because it is a free download. Say on MakerWorld, it is a free download.
Yeah.
And no matter what I write in that description or what licensing I give somebody is going to take it and print it. So I just go ahead and give the permission anyway. And that has done me pretty well on MakerWorld, because I have almost 600 downloads on one of my files. That Bigfoot Scrub Daddy.
Right.
So, and it's made me, I think we figured close to $100 now in MakerWorld points, which then can be turned into gift cards to buy things, which is pretty good.
Before I answer my the same question, because that's what we're doing, we're both giving our feedback. Real quick, Tom has a question for you, Steve. I highlight it, and then James, I'll jump to you then next, sir.
Really quick answer is I have the original AMS for both of my P1Ss. I have nothing for the A1s, which usually come with the AMS Lite, which is not as versatile. I think they're probably going to do away with the AMS Lite eventually, and just because now they've made it so that you can hook a regular AMS or an AMS2 up to the A1s. So anyway, I have two regular AMSs, no Pro, no anything else.
Now I know he didn't ask me, but I have the AMS and the AMS Pro with the dryer. Just because when we bought it that was like the new one that came with one that we bought. So I don't know if that's the AMS Pro or AMS 2, but one doesn't have a dryer. Yeah, one has,
or the Pro. I think they call it both.
Yeah, exactly. So I have both of them. So I'm glad.
Do you guys use the dryer? I just want a quick question. And is it really worth getting that? Because it's an extra $100 if you buy it out.
I don't know. Okay. I haven't used it enough to know, and I would hate to say yes or no without really giving credit to my wife and my son, because having 7 machines now, it's a little family fun adventure slash business. So before I go on to a next question that was posted, I'm going to address any questions that are in the chat in between. James says, Pat, can you show the top of the salt shaker jug? Wondering if it would work good for my popcorn seasoning. So this is the top, which you can turn this. So if you have bigger, let's say rock salt, and then to me, I think on the smaller ones, if you have like the calcium, the smaller, um, this is what it looks like inside. Goes on easy. This is the connection inside, and you could see where it comes here, and I'm going to turn it. See, that's the bigger, and then you can even do it where it's fully open if you want to get hog wild, or you can close it. So you can close it solid, larger holes, completely open, smaller holes. So it basically has 3 settings plus the closure.
And I bet you that is really easy to modify that in Tinkercad or one of those CAD programs where you design it. I bet you could make the holes smaller or bigger if you wanted.
James, message me on our Facebook, Patdees the Traveling Picker, or on Instagram through
how much popcorn do you want to salt there, James?
But I could tell my son, and we would get that made into. I'll give you a price and what it would be to ship, and but let me know. And my wife says, oh, you don't do social? Well, can I put do you have email, James? Because I could put my email. If you have email, I'll put my email in there, and then you just reach out to me. So my wife says, yes, we are using it. Just recently filmed it with leaving. Okay, I'm going to put my email here. There you go. So Pat and PA72 at AOL.com. So stuck it in the dryer for 12 hours and then print it normal. So see, my wife knows a lot more than even I do on some things. I
have a separate filament dryer. It's 2 rolls. You can put 2 rolls in it.
We have that too.
It's a Comgrow, I think is the brand name. I got it. It was on sale
on Amazon, right?
Black Friday or something.
Yeah.
Not Black Friday, but maybe it was Cyber Monday. It was like $38.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think it was $35-$40.
And it only goes 6 hours. So, and I've had issues with a couple of the cheaper brands of filament, and I've thrown them in there and it helps. But maybe I need to throw them in for the 12 hours like you guys are doing and see. But I don't print a lot of PETG, TPU, and stuff like that. But I do have some, so maybe it'll come in handy for that. But for $35 or $38 or whatever it was, I figured, it's worth the cost to get, and I do use it on occasion.
So
but for your regular PLA, I don't need it.
This is my social media for Facebook. On Facebook, I stuck with Patdees the Traveling Picker, and I keep the print these on there. It's too much to make separate. It's hard running one by itself. But the next question, probably the best question of the whole night, came from Craig Murray, lives in Alabama.
Oh God.
Yeah, Alabama, address 643 One-Way Drive. He says, question.
I'm going to guess that's not real.
How do you make such cool thumbnails? Well, there's the thumbnail.
I look pretty skinny in that thumbnail, but we had a discussion about that.
These are real questions, and these are real concerns about printing. So, Steve, this is Steve's real picture. And this is Patdees' real picture talking in the third person. Basically, I took the 2 pictures and I used AI and I said, hey, let's do a Q&A. The one was Steve sitting down, but I had him sitting down and he says, Pat, you made me look so skinny. I said, well, yeah. I said, it had you sitting down. I said, make it look like he's standing up. So there you go. And then me, that was last summer. I was... about 10 years ago, when I first was doing cancer treatment, I took a muscle shot when I had my surgery, and So I reenacted that picture this last summer when I was flexing in the yard because I had been down to like my lowest weight in 25 years. And that's where that photo came from. So if you're wondering why I'm kind of gritting my teeth and stuff like that, and these are actual pictures, but AI. So, but that was the most important question of the night. How do you make such cool? First of all, Craig, you got to have two good-looking people, and that's why we
That
can't.
leaves both of us out.
Well, I don't know. You can speak for yourself. We can't have. That's why we can't have Craig on a thumbnail.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't want that.
All right. So you go now to the next question.
This is actually the last one that I have,
Okay.
and to me, it's probably the one I get absolutely the most. I couldn't credit this to anybody because everybody has asked me, "Can I make money doing this?" And of course, the answer is yes. And I say that way because if you're not willing to put in the work, you're not. It's just like anything else. You're not going to make any money. But if you come up with the right idea and sell to the right people and find the right way to sell, like our friend Grumpy sells on Whatnot and
Whatnot.
does pretty well. His kids sell at a flea market and they do pretty well. You guys do craft shows, they do pretty well. And I have wholesale accounts that I do pretty well. So if you can find a way to do it, absolutely there's money to be made in 3D printing. Will it pay all your bills? I don't know. We talked about Danson, that Danson guy,
Yeah.
and he's in the $1 million area, but look at his facility, you know. So I would say,
He's doing
in my
volume.
opinion,
Yeah.
yeah, he's got a volume, and he's still
Yeah.
only making $1 million a year with that kind of volume, you know.
Right.
So I would say it's a great second income if you're really into being creative or you like. My biggest thing about 3D printing, and the thing I like the most about it, is I can take something and make something from nothing, you know?
I
And
know.
that is just, it's thrilling to me that I can do that.
Right.
And
I
so,
agree. I was talking about that
if,
yesterday with my wife. I know.
yeah, if you just want to sell the same 3D prints that everybody else is selling, you might struggle a bit. If you can come up with something unique, like Pat soap dishes or my chickens, you're probably going to make a little bit of money. So
But
I
don't
wouldn't suggest it as a career choice, but I would suggest it as at least a second, a good second income.
Right, and don't be discouraged by even if other people are selling dragons or sheep or cats or dogs, and if you just want to do craft fairs and just tinker around and make enough extra money to pay for another printer or filament, do it. Don't
Yep.
be well. Someone else says don't sell dragons. That guy could be in California, but yet here where I am in Pennsylvania, in the middle of the woods, you're selling $500-600 at the high school because the kids wanted the dragons and the swords. Do it. Don't worry about what everybody else says. Don't sell. What
I
I
would
would
suggest to know your market. You know, you I'm sure have checked out some flea markets and not flea markets, craft shows. Go to these craft shows. I just did the other day. Go to these craft shows or wherever you want to set up. Look on Etsy, look or wherever you're selling, and see what's selling. And if there's a hole in that market, especially at the craft shows, there was a lot of 3D printer people there, but they were selling all the same stuff. Sell something different, you know, and you'll make some money
well,
as long as it's good items.
one of the things, and this is our personal opinions, guys. So don't take this with a grain of salt that you're like, oh, that's what Patdees says. We went to a fair, and we haven't been there in years, and we saw a lot of foreigners, Asians are setting up stands where they sell the sweatshirts. They're selling the Labubus. They're selling all the popular things that they probably export from China. And we saw they had a table of the 3D printed dragon, and they wanted $35 for a dragon. In my mind, I said, wow. I said, that must cost, I think at the time we saw it, we had just started, or maybe we didn't even start yet. But in my mind, I was thinking, wow, if they're selling it at 35, that thing must cost like $12, $18 to print. So when we came home and we started printing our own dragons, and we started, like, wow, we can print these for $4 or $5. We can sell them for 10 or 12 and make money. And that's exactly what we did. And when we did them at the schools, a lot of times we sell them. If you get a dragon and a sword combo, we sell them for $20. We make $10. And let me tell you, a lot of the craft shows, Like what happens is the kids, well, oh yeah, I'll take them both together. They mix and match. They walk around with the dragon and they throw the sword out. Now all of a sudden you're getting $20. You get 20 of kids that just do that. Now you did $400. Um, and
Which
that
isn't bad for a one day or craft show or something.
exactly.
That's pretty darn good.
And don't forget, if you buy right, meaning let's say your average, good evening, good evening. Let's say your average is $18 a roll, but now all of a sudden you go on TikTok and they're like, oh, you can get it if you buy like 15 rolls, you can get it for $13. Now all of a sudden you're making an extra 50 cents on that dragon. We did get Craig Murray again. I don't know where he left
Oh
it.
no.
Yeah. I already asked the important question, but he had
Yeah,
said the same thing. Can you make money with 3D printing?
Right.
So we already answered that. Yes. I constantly want to grow. My wholesale business has really been, exactly. I like who layered. I don't know who this is, but I agree.
Sounds like a
Uh,
new person, and welcome in. We
yeah,
really appreciate it. Take
yeah.
a chance to like the video and help get us out there. You know.
Yeah, I really and I agree with that. And let's face it, I've seen this already. Dinosaur eggs at Walmart that are 3D printed with a dinosaur inside. Don't get to the point where you become greedy. Because I had people like, oh, I can't believe you're selling them that cheap. I said, we're selling them and we're making money. We're not paying rent. We do this out of our house. We're not paying like, that's what I like about also getting into this is that the return is fast. All right. So the next question I'm going to ask is from Bridget. If someone is just starting up, what first print would you suggest?
Hmm.
We already answered that one. That I think, yeah.
Well, not
Uh,
first print. We didn't talk about what you should print first when you first start.
Wait a minute. First print. Oh, okay. Yeah. You're right. Print, not printer. Right. So let me read that fully. I'm glad you caught that, Steve. Bridget says, if someone is just starting up, what first print would you suggest to get the person familiar with the needs to be done to print? The first thing that they try to push you to print is the little boat. What is it called?
Yeah, I was looking for Benchy.
The
I was
Bench.
looking for one.
Yeah.
I think I donated them all.
So you sort of break in the little boat exactly, and Tom loves boats, so he probably printed that one too. That's always seems to
Here's
be
a Benchy.
yeah. That always seems to be the first thing they have you print, and you're so happy because you take this roll of stuff that looks like weed whacker line and you turn it into a little boat, and you're like, I did it. So, Craig, do you have any other questions?
I think that's actually a good first print because this one's hard to see, but you can see that there's stringing in there. This was a bad filament. This was not it was an okay filament, but you can see all the stringing in there, and
Oh yeah,
because of the overhangs and the little tower up here and this up here. That's why they call it a benchy, because it's a benchmark. It tells you how your printers work. See, it didn't print well at the top.
I could see the
So
cobweb.
this particular filament wasn't that good, so I didn't use it. But that's the first print. I would suggest everybody do that.
Yeah, we've made like 3 of them already with this Craig guy. Do you have 45 benchies, Tom? Well, Tom can answer that himself. That's directed towards Tom. Guys, 21 people in here. Thank you guys. I really appreciate
That's
it.
awesome. I throw these in a box and donate them all to Goodwill or Salvation Army, wherever I'm donating that day, because I use them to see what the print's going to look, the filament's going to look like. But I have no reason to keep these things around. But yet they're kind of neat, so I donate them.
Are they selling them for $3 at the Goodwill?
I haven't actually seen them put one out, but maybe that's because they sell really fast, or they throw them out. I don't know what they do with them. A lot of my misprints go to donate. I donate them because they're good enough to give away, but they're not good enough to for me to sell. I wouldn't feel comfortable selling.
So Hobby Howie, which I love that name, and thanks for subscribing to the channel. I just saw you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And that's the thing that I have this set up. You basically have to be subscribed for 5 minutes to be able to ask a question. And that's to avoid trolls coming in and just being a pain in the asses. And so sometimes if they're willing to sit around 5 minutes. But the slicer that we used is the one that comes, the Bamboo Labs.
Well, you use their slicers for your Elegoo and stuff, right?
Yeah, but I mean, most common one is the Bamboo
Yeah.
Labs, and Creality has their own. But it comes with the ones that we buy. The one that I'm really familiar with is the. Now, what happens is when my son slices, and once it's in the file, and we're like we were doing stuff for the robotics where we printed all those dinosaurs. Hey, Harbor's Hope. That one, I mean, we just kept it. We kept going to the how do you say cat, cache. Well, we kept just going to that and reprinting, so we didn't have to, reslice. You just
Yeah.
hit reprint. You know what I mean?
I use mainly Bamboo Labs, but before I had my Bamboo printers, I used Orca, I used Prusa Slicer, I used what's the one that starts with Kira I think it's called. So I used them. I've used them all, and they're all kind of the same thing.
Yeah,
so.
James is saying Orca.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
I think they're all based on. They're all based on Orca.
Oh, okay, yeah. All slices are a version of Orca. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
By the way, before we go on,
okay, I'm sorry.
if we could keep Ron Harbor's Hope in our thoughts, because he did suffer a medical emergency the other day. He's doing good. He's doing fine, but just keep him in your thoughts.
All right, so. Yeah, Ron. Ron. Me and Ron were chatting a little bit on Facebook a day or two ago, so I'm hoping everything is okay.
Oh, I think he said he's okay. Are you home yet, Ron? That's what I want to know.
Now, Laird here says, I'm a bit weird. Every time I open a new color filament, I print a benchy. No, that's fine.
No, I think that's a good idea because, just like I said, it's a benchmark test. And it shows you what that filament is going to do. In this case, I didn't use this yellow. It was a little spool that I got with it. I found it at Goodwill. I wanted to test it. It didn't cost me anything really. Came with a little tiny 3D printer. Anyway, I wanted to test the filament because I wanted to do some prototyping with it. I didn't want to make a product with it. And it told me that this is not a good filament to use. And so that's why I use it.
Wow, here's something. Here's a great pointer. GG5582 says the AMS Lite is good for spools that have a small amount of filament left. The AMS Pro 2 doesn't like the lightweight rolls. They jump around and become unusable.
That is correct.
I
don't have an AMS Lite, but you know how even in your AMS, I'm sure that's when you get down to the bottom of a spool, sometimes it'll catch and rack the top of the thing. That's what they're talking about. Yeah,
especially the wood ones, they don't want to spin, and we actually have to keep the lid open and sort of nudge it a little bit, and then like you'll see like and sometimes we keep the door open on the top because of those issues.
So on my cardboard spools, if I have any issues with them at all, I take the sides I take the cardboard off. Almost every one so far has worked, and I'll take an old bamboo spool and put it on there. So
yeah, do you have
that way I don't have to deal with it.
Steve? Wow, we are 48 minutes in. This has been a good show. A lot of people, and Lucas spools up with butter. I think he's kidding.
No, I think he's kidding. There is a thing you can print that goes in the middle of that spool, and you can put weight in it, and that would help in this situation. And I'm thinking about printing them because I do run into that from time to time. So.
All right, so what did you print this week? Now, we had just gotten over we made about roughly 115 of the dinosaurs for the robotics. So they for the past month, that's all we've been printing. And my son, who's not here, Big Red, he's up actually at the school tonight. He's a mentor, and they have a meet a little bit above Philadelphia in 2 weeks. So he's up there. They're doing the robotics. So Mom and Dad, more so Mom, we are printing assortment of stuff for getting ready for the craft shows. So I'm going to show you a couple things. Now, these are not something I designed. These are things you find off of, is it Wonder Maker? Is that my
Maker World.
Maker World. I always get it wrong. Well, you know why? Because Wondershare is the Filmora for doing
Yeah,
editing for
yeah.
the YouTube videos. So I kind of always confuse them. So yeah, I'm going to show you a couple. So this is a dog. Now what we do is
Oh, I like that.
we're running out of some colors. But I told my like let's say, and I told my son, just because it shows it on a file as a brown dog, I said print it. What does this remind you of when you do it this way?
It looks like a fox to me.
Yeah, a fox. But but when you see these colors, it reminds you like you would see in a Disney movie or a
Oh, a
cartoon.
cartoon, yeah.
Right, the catchy colors. Exactly, James, the catchy colors. So instead of having a traditional brown one, the kids, oh wow, look at that, and it's cool. So that's one of them. And I mean, and these only cost about $1.25 to make. We'll sell these probably anywhere from $3 to $4. So that's one. Here is a brown and white dog. Here is a turtle with flower, a
I've
rose,
seen that one before.
the
Yeah.
flower.
I think Grumpy makes that one, or maybe it was his
Oh,
kids
does
that
it?
made one like that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we made one with a rose, one with a sunflower, and one with a daisy. So we're in the middle of making stuff to get. I don't want no downtime. So you can see here I have a tray of a whole bunch of different things that we're making. And if you look at the tray, look at all the assortment of colors that are there. Because when we do our craft shows, I want people to be appealing that the kids want to grab stuff. And you know what? $3 to $5 at a time. It all. Yes, thank you,
Hey,
Laser.
thank you, Laird.
Appreciate stopping in. No, it's all one print, Tom. All one print.
How long does something like that take, Pat?
My
That's got to
wife.
take a while.
Yeah, it takes a while. My wife is in the chat. She might correct me. Um, I'm not quite sure. I mean, oh yeah, we're making here. Here's a flexi. Here's a flexi squirrel. So we're making a lot of different things. So that's what I want to. Steve, do you have something that you want to share with our?
I have an update from last week because you had asked me, where I had said that, or not last week, 2 weeks ago, that this guy comes in 2 colors. So there he is.
Wait a minute.
So he's the Bigfoot pen holder.
Oh
You
yeah.
can see his hands in there. And so I made it so there's pins in his hands. And so they stick down in there and then I glue them in. So it's not separate now, but it's printed in 2 separate colors. What I really like is it has that wood look on the inside too. Now, if I wanted to go further, I could make this even a different color inside. But that was the update I wanted to show you guys. This one still isn't for sale yet, but yeah, John, I'll get there. This one isn't for sale yet, but I'm working on it. And he's pretty much that same Bigfoot, except he doesn't have as good a badonkadonk there. Today's now, the person I sell a lot of wholesale to asked me for. She found a file, and it's the file that I bought, and it didn't work out because they messed up one thing on the file. So I had to create my own. So this is totally mine. It may resemble somebody else's file, but it's almost totally mine. It is a duck.
Oh, I
with a
like
blue
that.
ribbon. Now this holds those Bed Bath and Body Works, and the reason I had to come up with my own is because the square was wrong. It was just a big square, and it didn't hold the this is all Deeply is the brand of. They have 2 different browns, and Deeply is what I make this with, the phonic. Anyway, so instead of trying to modify his duck, excuse me, I keep saying duck, it's a goose. I decided to do my own, but I did buy the file and I used his ribbon. Now this ribbon is glued in; it's separate.
Yeah.
But I took it into Tinkercad, made it into a hole, if you guys know Tinkercad at all, made it into a negative space, and sunk it in a little bit. And so that's actually, I don't know how good it comes across on camera.
Oh, it looks good.
It goes right into the duck, or the goose. So it's
Yeah, it's recessed a little.
Yeah, it's recessed a little. That was the word I
Right.
was looking for.
Yeah.
And so she got some in pink and blue, pink ribbons and blue ribbons, and so the only
Now,
part that prints out with the AMS is the orange, the black, and the white, and then the bow is separate.
right.
So
Now, if I missed it, what exactly do you put in there?
they're, if you go to Bed Bath and Body Works, they have soap,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and they're a unique shape. They're kind of square, but they're a little off kilter,
Yeah.
and it fits right in down in there. Now this one has a little bit of wiggle room.
Is that a
The
pump?
hens that I do, yeah. Let me go get one real quick.
Okay.
Here, it won't stay up there.
That's all right.
I'll be right back.
All right. So since he's there going to go grab that, I'll show you a couple little more things that we're making. We're making like little fidget dragons, different colors. We're using up a lot. We just went through about 15 rolls of colors that we only had. So we print up one layer of something. That's all right, because now we've used up where there might have not been a lot of filament on it, but we're using it up. All right, you got that? You got that, Steve?
Yeah. So here's the bottle, and you can
Okay.
see it's that,
Oh
that
yeah,
weird,
it's like a
square
diamond,
shape.
like a diamond.
And it fits down in there. Now, mine has a little wiggle room back and forth, but the other ones I feel it's a little too tight, so I wanted to give it a little wiggle room.
No, I like
That's
that.
what people are going crazy over these Bed Bath and Body Works soap holders right now,
Yeah.
and so she asked me if I could do it. This one took me, gosh, 4 or 5 days to design. It's obviously all AI, but cutting the hole, sinking the ribbon in, doing all the beak and the eye, getting this to look like a goose was the hardest part. But I did get it, and I think it came out really nice. So
What are you gonna sell these for, Steve? How much?
They're all only going to her, and they're all wholesale pricing. So
Okay. Okay. Yep. No problem.
I have about $6 a piece into them,
Yeah.
if that, maybe five, between $5 and $6.
Right.
And the goose takes about 8 hours, and the bow takes under an hour or around an hour.
It's really
but I
good
print
that-
several of the bows at the same time. Now this is difficult. This bow,
Yeah.
I had to play with it in the slicer and get it at the right angle, because these will break off really easy.
Now, is that a silk filament on the bow?
On this particular one, it's a silk filament because
Yeah.
I didn't have this. This is the color of filament she wanted, and so it's not the same. But
Silk
this is all I have left.
Shinier. Yeah.
So I didn't have enough to make another bow out of.
Right.
In
Right.
fact, she ordered 6 of that color, and I was only able to deliver 3 because I had to order more filament. But
Right.
she went with a more medium blue instead. But it's my customers actually drive what I'm making,
Right. Yeah.
So she gives me ideas, and other people give me ideas, and so when I first started out, this is what I was making, things like this, little knobs for things, and I thought that's the route I was going to go, and I would sell a bazillion of them, but no. DG, I might put it up on Maker World, but I don't really want to sell files. What do you mean by the big rolls, Tom?
Yeah.
The big, I use the regular 1 kilogram roll.
Yeah.
Like
Right
that.
here. Yep.
There are bigger rolls you can get. There's 5 kilogram rolls you can get.
Yeah. This
So-
color I use. This is a Bamboo Labs. This is like $24. This is where I make the soap dishes for Harry Tornado that have the frozen look.
I like that color.
Yeah, the aqua aquarium frozen look, and he does very well with them. It's a little bit more. You got to pay attention. And it's a little delicate. It can be, but the final. But I actually
the funny. Hey, what's up, Dave? The thing is, when I run my silks like this one, I run it the same as every other PLA, generic PLA settings or Bamboo Lab PLA settings or whatever, and they come
Dave.
out fine. I don't have issues with them, and if I do, that's when I'll change the settings. So as long as it works, and as far as selling files, I'm never going to sell an actual file. Sell. It'd have to be something really good for me to want to sell it. But I will probably end up putting some of this stuff up on Maker World and just release it for free. I haven't done anything with this one yet. I did have somebody else ask me today about this file, but yet I'm not ready to release it yet. So,
Right.
anyway,
Well, guys, we are. Man, I really enjoyed this show. It went
we
smooth.
had 18, 19 live viewers for most of the
at
show,
one
which is
time, at one time it was
yeah.
22.
So I
And
think that's and I noticed some new names, and I appreciate you folks coming in.
yeah, and to be honest, I probably had 4 questions that I didn't get to that I will save for a future episode. So I do appreciate everyone that's here. If you want to comment that you watched the replay and have any questions, please comment in the chat. Give us a thumbs up. Me and Steve do this usually every other week. Once in a while, we'll skip based on schedules and things like that. But so we'll be in April already next month. So you will see us again in April. Thank you. I appreciate that. And we make no money doing this YouTube. People don't realize the hours and the time that you have to do to put in. You did send me that email. Thanks, James. Yeah, give me a day to get back and with you. But thank you for everyone that did show up, and thanks again, Steve, for doing these shows with me. I greatly appreciate it, and I had a good time. So now here's to the change in the weather and getting ready for the craft show and stuff and new prints and stuff. So Ken, I don't know who you are, but I appreciate you stopping by. I heard some people say hello and stuff like that. But guys, have a good weekend, and we will see you again.
Later.